Welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with Coach Red, where we bring you all the news, stories, takes, and opinions about your favorite teams from the Pacific Northwest, from the good to the bad to the Mariners.
I'm loving me the Mariners, baby.
The Mariners were so hot last week, but they cooled down. But the town is buzzing. They're right in the middle of the playoff race right now. But before we get into those Mariners, why don't I tell you a little bit about us? If you're looking for a guy that was very engaged with the Mariners all week, maybe you're looking for a guy like me, your boy Coach Red. You can find me on Twitter at the real Coach Red, on Instagram at the real _ Coach Red. Also, hop on over to YouTube, search Kicking It with Coach Red, like, subscribe, hit the bell notifications, leave a comment or two. While you're at it, hop on over and follow the podcast page on Twitter and Insta at Coach Red Pod. Follow us. Do it, freaking do it. And
Just
if
do it,
you're
baby.
looking for someone that was engaged with the updates from the games over the last week, maybe you're looking for a guy like Cain.
That's me. I'm Cain. You can find me on Twitter at Cain2406, on YouTube at Cain06, TikTok and Kick Cain0624.
Last we spoke, Mariners hit a 7-game winning streak after their sweep of the Padres, and they rolled that into Felix weekend.
And Felix weekend honestly didn't disappoint.
Started off with a boom.
9-2. Love to see that coming against the best team in the American League. They absolutely put the works on them, and my mouth was dropping and dropping and dropping at every turn of this game because just this Mariners team, as you said, so hot, and
ton
they
of runs,
honestly didn't
big way
slow
to
it down.
Before the fireworks happened that night. There were fireworks on the field, and the Mariners just crushing the ball.
And I want to tell you, Cal Raleigh owns the American League East.
Cal Raleigh hit a ball. He's been hitting the ball deep lately, and he's continuing his hot streak, which is very good to see. But the team goes as Julio goes. Julio is hot. Ty France, we said he needs to bring that batting average up about 20 points for the Mariners to really be legitimate contenders. And he's well on his way to doing that. He is extremely hot as well.
Mm-hmm.
You get the news that JP gets dinged up over the weekend, so he is out, which does hurt. But hey, keep on chugging along.
The guys who have been in for him have been decent.
We're not there yet.
I know, but little tease.
So you go to Saturday. Cole Irvin, the mediocre starter at best.
Guy the Mariners absolutely shit on every time they see him.
He actually did a pretty phenomenal job. But who did a more phenomenal job is George Kirby. Goes 9 innings, no runs, and puts an emphasis at the end on a pop fly. And he wanted the win. And he did not get the win because this is the start of the Mariners extra inning extravaganza. And they lose the game in the 10th, and it was not fun.
With Kirby, to kind of cap on that, gave me game 3 vibes from the NLCS or the ALDS last year.
Except he went a complete game.
Yeah. And it was tough to see that the bats completely fell silent that game.
But this was the day that Felix was inducted into the Mariners Hall of Fame. What a more fitting way for a game to play out this way. The Mariners pitcher goes complete game, 9 innings, no runs, and the Mariners lose.
Yeah. And then let's hop on over to Sunday. Extra innings again. Not fun.
Cedric, let's talk about Dominic Canzone's awesome bat flip. A ball was tatered and it was smooth. Here's the other thing that I see circulating around Twitter. Dominic Canzone looks like Jack from Hook, when like from the movie Hook back in the day
Yeah.
with Robin Williams.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Run Home Jack, he's trying to be this baseball star, and I've seen side by sides of Canzone that like, he finally grew up. It's him. He's Jack.
Uh, yeah, I really, really enjoy what Canzone's doing so far. It's kind of started off a little slow, but it seems like he's getting more comfortable being in this team.
And
Um,
Rojas
oh,
too.
well, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Um,
Okay.
Rojas is actually been hitting the ball, which you actually like to see because you traded for the guy.
But
And
Cedric Mullins owns Sunday. Uh, Rob's a
uh
homer from Ty France. Canzone goes over the wall to take the lead, and then Cedric Mullin 2-run dinger.
yeah, in the 10th. And you know what? The team Baltimore is so good this year. I don't think people understand. Like
The
they
pitching
are.
staff's going to be their weak point, though.
It
Their
is.
starting staff is not great. Their bullpen phenomenal.
You had Gunner, who has been absolutely tremendous. Adley is the same. Westberg came up, or Westberg came up,
Santander.
and he's been hitting around 270. This whole team has just shocked everybody. On my show, I predicted that they are 3 years away, and how wrong I was. I said they needed to take the series, but damn, did they put up one of the biggest fights of a series that I've ever seen
Yeah,
from them.
that's a good August series for you.
And I was seeing the rounds on Twitter saying, "Give me this Mariners Orioles matchup in the playoffs," because man, did they hold their own.
Yeah, Bryce Miller did some good things as well. Sneak on over to Monday, and the Mariners
Oh,
getting no hit into the seventh,
yes.
and come back and tie the game by scoring 5 runs between the eighth and the ninth. Just not strong enough.
And they get bunted off.
Bunted off. It was a late replacement. Just wasn't a good. It just didn't feel like they should win that game at all.
It, dude,
But
when I see stuff like that, like a bunt off, walk off, I get it. It's so cringe.
well,
Uh,
and there's ways like maybe the Mariners shouldn't have been in a position to be in that extra inning game. Um, the late comeback that they make, but Canzone makes a not error, but kind of ball gets caught in the lights, get past him. Bobby Witt gets an inside the park home run, which you apparently are seeing every day because I saw something today on another inside the park homer.
it was Luke Rayleigh from
Yeah,
the Rays.
off the sidewall, just goes all the way around the outfield. So,
Yeah.
but Mariners come back, have a huge inning, 4 homers in the fourth inning, score
Yep.
7 runs, and then Bobby Witt and company storm it back, end up tying the game. But Ty France comes through in the clutch. Big things from yesterday's game. Tasker Hernandez, 5 hits. Ty France, I believe, had 3 or 4 hits in the game with the 3 RBIs. Julio heating up. Cal Raleigh going yard.
Oh my God, Cal Holly, Cal
Series.
Raleigh,
It's just
so hot right now.
yeah, that was last week. Get off.
I know.
Stop living in the past.
I can't. He's just so hot, dude.
We're
Big
currently in
Dumper is
the
so
we're
great.
currently in the top of the ninth of game 3 right now. Mariners have runners on first and second. They are up 1 run, and we're really hoping to at least secure a series split tonight at a minimum, and going for the getting back on your way of winning series hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah, yesterday was so great, and Josh Rojas demolished that baseball. It was hit off the bat so fast.
Ty France demolished one even more. It went over the foul pole.
Yeah, I did see that. That was amazing to see. And man, like Ty France, let's say last year, was hitting wall scrapers, and earlier this year. But man, has he found some power recently.
His bat's coming
Everyone,
alive.
every home run he hits, he has the coldest pimp job.
Yeah.
Coldest. Oh,
It's because he's not very fast. He just is like not out of the box before it crests over the wall. So he's just
Yeah,
admiring it because he's not that far out of the box yet.
exactly. But yeah, it's just when you see the Mariners hitting like this, it's one of baseball's most treasured things, honestly.
Yeah, and you're also that was another extra inning game that the Mariners win, so 4 extra inning games in a row. But the Mariners are getting hit with the injury bug over the course of the last week. JP goes on the 7 day, hopefully back sooner than later.
Tom
Today, Tom Murphy
Murphy.
goes on there. Brian Wu is still shut down. Marco Gonzalez, you get word that he's going to have surgery that's going to end the season. I know
I
that you aren't a big
mean,
Marco fan, but he would not be a bad guy to eat some innings down the stretch and conserve innings for Wu and Miller, who are pitching more innings than they've ever pitched in their professional careers.
yep.
And we often forget that Kirby and Logan are still young guys and they're hitting new marks for pitches, pitch counts, innings pitched every single year. So seeing that and the Mariners competing as well as they did, having a little hiccup against the Rays, playing down to their competition a little bit, but you're in a spot right now where you are
The Royals, you
making
mean?
that put, yeah, against the Royals, but they're making that push. We're as close as a half game outside of the wild card before the game started today, sitting 2 out of the wild card, and you've got big series coming up. You've got Houston at the end of the year. You got Houston and Texas, so there definitely is ground to be made. It's time to make hay, playing the Royals, playing the A's, really getting those wins are going to be huge as we push
Mm,
towards the playoffs again.
yeah, base base running plunder right now.
Yeah, Cabby got picked off earlier with Dylan Moore as a pinch hitter, and he hadn't seen a pitch and got picked off.
Yeah,
So
before
Cabby's
we go
not
to
having his best day on the base paths.
when we before we get to the second part, man, that demo play was bang bang. That was wild, dude.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, man. I just got lost in the sauce for a minute.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about our second half. And with the Mariners on a stretch of 4 consecutive extra inning games, and who knows, potentially a fifth tonight, it's getting pretty extra, if
It,
you
it's
will.
it's
It's
not
a
doing
little
good
extra.
things for my heart. I'll tell you that.
It's getting a little extra. So we tried to figure some things that the Mariners could do that would also be a little extra and got some pretty outlandish ideas. The first one is the Mariners partner with Nintendo. And what they're going to do is do a promotion to promote strikeouts of George Kirby. There is a pink little fella that was made up by Nintendo. His name is Kirby. And I see that going around on Twitter all the time during the Kirby start. But what we're going to do is, as a Mariner, George Kirby needs to hit 1,000 strikeouts. Once that mark has been crested, George Kirby becomes the new Kirby. It's just his face sucking stuff up. He's the new one. Here's the caveat: if Kirby does not walk a batter in a game that he starts, that's a 5 times multiplier on the strikeouts to get him there a little bit sooner. He's currently sitting at about 260 overall, so we're a couple years away, but not with these no strikeout rules. We can get there sooner than later. Nintendo, Mariners, George Kirby, Kirby's Dreamland.
Oh my gosh. You know, that would be one of the most phenomenal things that I would ever see. Because as a kid growing up, we grew up with Nintendo products in the house. Thanks to shout out mom and dad. Um, and we played Kirby's uh, most of his games from the early days. So that would be something interesting to see George Kirby sucking up a swordsman and getting a little sword in his hand.
He throws swords, so
That would be so fantastic.
boom.
Uh that's great. That's great.
Did you have any ideas, or are we just gonna go on my four?
Let's just go on yours, dude. My brain's not working. It was a long day. All right. I spent 12 hours out of the house today.
Okay. My next idea, it's a little bit of a retro throwback sitcom idea that I think the Mariners should totally produce. Just cheesy sitcom. And it's called Roommates. And it chronicles the time where Logan Gilbert, Cal Raleigh, and Matt Brash were roommates last year during the season. And what I'd like to see is like super duper cheesy stuff. Like,
I have an idea. You bring back the writer and the director from the old Mariners commercials because those were super cringy to watch.
super cringy good because they're awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
goofy.
what I want this sitcom to be. Like, you have Logan Gilbert walking out of that bathroom and he's just fanning his nose. Oh my God, what happened in there? And then Matt Brash is like, oh, must have been the big dumper. Laugh track in the background. Oh,
And
we
you
sell
and
it.
you get the little da-da-da.
No, you don't do that. We're not at a improv stand-up comedy place. You get the fake claps and laughter in the background like it's filmed in front of a live studio audience.
That
And
is
then you have other things too, like Matt Brash, aka the Brash Panda, aka the Trash Panda, is always on garbage duty and he is not happy about it. And then also a little play on like the Snickers commercial, you know, you're not you when you're hungry, except like when they're playing like Call of Duty or the show or anything like that. Anytime Logan Gilbert gets on there, they're like, oh yeah, you don't want to mess with him. He's Walter right now.
I think that that's something I would pay to see,
Yeah,
honestly.
a little 7 to 10 episode thing, just doing cheesy stuff and like
In the
kind of like
off season,
70s,
in the
80s
off
style. We're
season.
like jumping in the air and like doing freeze takes and stuff.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It's like the new age Full House that's not Fuller House, if you
Yeah.
will. Be good.
That would be hilarious.
All right, are you ready for the next idea?
I sure am.
Okay, my next idea is when Cal Raleigh at home hits a home run off the Hit It Here Cafe, which
Okay.
he's which he's doing with a little bit more regularity, but not all the time. One lucky fan wins a Kohler Numi high tech toilet. You get a brand new toilet from the dumper himself. They choose it at random. You have to be at the game to win. Let me read you the review of this bad boy that you'd be getting. It clocks in with a price tag of just under $6,000. Kohler says this is their most advanced toilet. It marks a new standard of excellence in the bathroom. The Numi toilet design is modern and compact, but that does not hinder its functionality. It also provides features accommodating for the user's comfortability, including motion activated cover and seat, advanced bidet functionality, integrated
Ooh.
air dryer, deodorizer, heated
Ooh.
seat, foot warmer, illuminated panel, and music. The controls
Ooh.
for the Numi are touchscreen and include a magnetic docking station, user presets, Numi flushing technology, and auxiliary controls. This toilet seems to have it all, and it can be in your bathroom for $5,978. Or if Cal Raleigh hits it off the Hit It Here Cafe, and you are lucky enough to get your seat called, boom, new toilet for you, courtesy of the dumper.
This is the greatest thing I've ever heard.
I told you I have really good ideas. These
I
ideas are all a little extra. I have one more.
I have a bidet and it is fantastic.
TMI,
So
big guy.
hey, you gotta spread the word. You gotta try it once. It's fantastic.
All right.
So I am all here for that.
Are you ready for the last idea?
Yes.
The last idea is centered around Cade Marlowe. Cade Marlowe is a former Savannah Banana, and I was talking to a coworker trying to figure out this last one. He's like, "Oh, maybe do something with banana bread." I said, "No, no, no, you do not." Every time that Cade Marlowe hits a triple at T-Mobile Park, all the fans seated in section 333 all get a banana hammock. That's right, a man thong, courtesy of Cade Marlowe, and we're gonna call it the tripod giveaway.
You would sit there.
Tripod giveaway.
You would sit there every single home game
Just
that
in
he
hope.
plays. Yeah, you would sit there every single game.
Yes, I would. Even though it's 300 levels, it's not my favorite area, but section 333 is where I would be hanging out, just praying that Cade Marlowe gets to third.
Yeah, because you in fact probably would wear it and party
100%.
boy to it.
100%.
100%.
That would be my loungewear around the house.
That would be legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
Yep. But that's all I had for our extra ideas.
Also,
And
to cap this game, the Mariners won.
yeah, Matt Brash did give up a run there in the
He sure did.
7th, but they got out of it. So at least getting a series split at a minimum.
Love to see it.
Time to bring back one of our more popular segments. Cain, who is your Mariner of the Week?
That's hard. That's really hard. I am going to. It's tough because I'm split between two guys right now.
Okay, you can have both of them.
Or maybe three. I don't know.
You can have two co-Mariners of the Week.
Ty France and again, Cal Raleigh. Well,
Okay, those are different.
You know,
I'm going to have two.
Yeah, okay. All right.
My two Mariners of the Week. The first one goes to George Kirby, because George Kirby in a regular game, complete game shutty is not something you see in today's major league at all. It's very rare. Very rare.
Mariners
the only time it really
one.
happens is if it is a no-hitter or a perfect game.
Yes.
Logan Gilbert has one on the docket against the Giants.
And that's because the team would not, all the players said, do not take him out.
Yeah, it just seems that the Mariners against black and orange teams do a very good job of limiting them with one starter, a young starter. And my other Mariner of the Week, this is so tough. I wanted to go Julio because he's been so hot and been a catalyst, but I'm going with Josh Rojas because Josh Rojas was not playing very well after coming over for the trade. He extends the game in the first game against the Royals, hits a home run in yesterday's game, has another hit today. He is starting to heat up, and I've said this multiple times. You're going to need to see things from multiple people. Haggerty's back up with the big squad while filling in while JP's out. You're getting more good things coming from Canzo. Cabby had a great day today. Dylan Moore's been heating up. So you need to see these things from your periphery players, not your core names that have got you to this point for most of the season. You need those guys that fill out the roster to push you along. And also, I'm going to also give a shout out to Topa and Game Spire because they are both sitting on over 8 innings of a scoreless streak, both of them right now. So
love to see it.
Good to see.
Also, honorable mention, Teoscar Hernandez. Honorable mention. He went 5 for 5 yesterday. So
I'll give it to you.
And he played well over the weekend. So
yeah. And before you hit the weekend, maybe you should hop on over and follow us on our social media. You can find me, your boy Coach Red, on Twitter at The Real Coach Red, on Instagram at The Real_Coach Red. Also, follow the show on YouTube. Search Kicking It with Coach Red. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notifications, leave a comment or two. And follow the podcast page at Coach Red Pod on Twitter and Insta. Follow us. Do it. Freaking do it. Cain, where you at?
You can find me on Twitter at Cain2406. YouTube at Cain06. TikTok and Kick. Cain0624.
And as always, stay fresh.
Stay fresh, peeps.
Peace.